Yeah, like literally all you have to do is just climb up and down walls, and decoy can't do anything. There's also a range that you can just walk backwards, and it won't use a warp blast to attack you, and it's out of melee range. Like, there's a lot of different things you can do with decoy that's pretty abusable. Okay, so there we go. So here we go, monster. Okay, so first thing off the bat, you never want to use all three traversals back to back. It's actually a mistake to do it that way, and the reason why, I'm not sure why that was highlighted yellow. Interesting. You never really want to use them back to back because you'll actually lose distance and momentum that way. You want to traverse, wait a little bit, traverse, wait a little bit, traverse, wait a bit. That's especially true with Wraith, Gorgon, and Kraken. All three of them, you can spam your traversal button, but you won't get as much distance because you actually de-accelerate when you begin your traversal. And so if you're in the middle of an acceleration... yeah, so always never use your back-to-back things. Let me go ahead and open up the map. This was kind of an interesting route he went on. He did go in a straight line, but he doesn't have a ton of food right now. Normally around, so he's about halfway through to evolving. A good benchmark, without like super going just feeding perks, is basically if you're evolve ready by 130 or 140 against bots, because against bots you don't have to worry about, you know, hunters or anything like that. But in general, you want to be evolve ready by about the 2-minute mark. It seems about average. So here the monster is, big open area here. Now when you engage Wraith, you want a couple of high grounds. This is a good spot, right? This area. Decides to abduct the assault. Not sure why. I do like these setting up mines. Wraith only has decoy to get rid of mines, and there's no personal shield. The personal shield should have been popped a lot earlier. This isn't like the original assault where you wait until you're 25-30% health. You want to pop that when you're about 75 or 80% health and you're being focused. So here we go. Harpoon by Griffin. I do like that. It is going to prevent a warp blast. Very good job punishing the monster. I'd love to see a few more mines everywhere. And the person getting out of there. And here comes the abduct. Abduct missed, and I do like that the medic is going towards mines. This monster's going to take a face full of damage, and there we go. Monster trying to pull back and retreat, but they're doing a really good job of staying away from Wraith and abilities. But Markov definitely always be using mines against Wraith, because Decoy is the only ability that really safely removes them, and that's it. And you can't rely on it. And there is an orbital, nice orbital drop. 1.5 bars, no strikes. Really good job on the hunters here. Monster a little out of focus, throwing a decoy backwards to go ahead and do a little bit of damage, stall the monster, and going away. Not sure why to pounce. There's no reason to sneak pounce. Sneak pounce is kind of not really useful for farming food for the most part, unless you want a little bit of distance. Stopping to eat a couple of one meats on the way. Now, there is a Griffin on the team. The Griffin could have harpooned you right there. So just be very, very careful about where you're eating in relationship to the hunters, especially one meats. Like, one meats are like literally not worth stopping for unless you have a good section of the map under your belt. So this will put him in evolve stage. 20 seconds. That does mean that there might be another stage 1 dome in here. Monster in abduct mode. Nice harpooning by Bamf. I really like that. Preemptive thing. Now he needs to run back towards Hank and everything. Really good job getting out of that supernova area. Remember, it's mostly about dodging, and here is the dome. And there is the dome. So this is a great dome for the hunters. They basically can wait for him. I want to see some mine placements. Start putting mines like probably like right here, here, and like maybe right here on this ledge. So if the monster does try and engage, and if not, that's fine. Let the monster sit there. So here we go. Monster sitting down. Monster's going to try and pounce to the assault. Nice swap to there. Now run through your mines. Run backward through your mines. Oh, and there goes the abduct, which missed. And here comes an orbital. Very unusual orbital. I guess they're just trying to flush the monster out of there. And that monster is just not wanting to leave that area. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe a disconnect? What was that? Was it... Okay, I should have been watching the monster. I don't know what that was. What's that? That might have been lag. I don't know. So here we go. See, all along this ridge, very, very scary area. Spread out the mines a little bit more. Unless the monster's engaged you, you don't want to put them around a pillar. But if the monster's hiding, you want to put them up in the ridge, so if they do follow, it takes up a lot of damage. So monster probably not going to be able to get a strike here. Not quite being able to focus somebody. You really want to focus in this group. The medic or support. Most likely the support. Support. Monster going to get away 2 bars of health. And there is the first harpoon chase. Let's go ahead and see if Griffin can take it. Nice warp around the corner. Oh, that warp blast might... Oh, and there is the harpoon. And the monster is going to get away. Nice harpoons by Bamf. Again, and now going towards the hunters. This is a big mistake for the monster. There's no reason to go back towards the hunters. Especially because they have the planet scanner. They're going to be able to see where you are. You basically just want to go into a straight line. I'm not sure what the monster... Okay. That was weird. I feel like this person... What is his lag? 200? Yeah, that was kind of a misplay on the monster. He should have just gone in a straight line and evolved. Monster doing a dance. I think monster is just really, really laggy right now. And again, there's no reason to eat food. You can evolve. If you have a choice... I'd rather have just evolve and then get away before. You might lose a little bit of armor, but at least if you get domed, you're going to be stage 2. Now he's going to be stage 1 again. Not have the extra health, not have any extra abilities, and this looks like that this is probably going to be a GG dome. Decides to evolve in the middle of everyone. If he evolved earlier, so now he could die. Yeah, and there we go. So monster could have evolved a little bit earlier and wouldn't have been punished during the evolution. So GG, if you do have to, always go in a straight line. Don't try and be cute when getting away from hunters, especially if a good griffin is on there. GG. Okay, so with the monster, you did pretty good. You had a decent straight direction in which you did a feeding path. It did take you a little while to get to stage 2 evolution, and then when you were ready for stage 2, you didn't take the evolve. You kind of okay. So the first dome, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of hard to focus on somebody, and that's okay. But then you ended up going heading off in a direction, finishing up on getting food and trying to get evolve ready. The big thing after going out for a dome, if you're not used to the maps, go ahead and pop up in the map. Just look for what direction has the farthest straight distance, and then go ahead and just keep going in that direction as far as you can. Be very careful about eating food, especially one meats on the way, because you're just slowing yourself down and allowing them to catch up, especially if they have like a griffin or anyone that can slow or harpoon on the chase, because that's going to buy more time for the hunters to be able to get the next dome ready before you're ready to evolve. When you were ready to evolve, I probably would have taken the evolve around the 15 to 20 second mark instead of stopping to eat for toxic hounds. That way, if you did get domed, it would have been when you were outside of the cocoon, and you would have been stage 2, and you would have probably been able to do a little bit more. Really good job for the hunters. Excuse me. Really good job with the... Sorry, I don't mean to cough in people's ears. Really good job with jetpacking, really good job with healing. You didn't really use jetpack more often than you need to. Everybody's dying. Some are just faster than others. But no, but good job. I would have liked to have seen more of the mines kind of spread out on the lips, especially when the monster wasn't engaging. But otherwise, I mean, for the most part, your mine placement was pretty good. I did like how you were doing that. One thing, though, is you got really low. You were like at 30% health when you popped your personal shield in the first dome area. Be very, very careful. Basically, anytime I'm at 75 or 80 and I'm about to eat a big hit, I usually almost always pop it then. No reason to wait until you're really low health, because sometimes monsters can capitalize that. But otherwise, really good job. Hunters were avoiding the right things. Griffin was harpooning and blocking Warp Blast, which was really, really solid. Just really good placement overall. You were able to stay away from the decoy and getting cornered into a wall and just kind of ganked in the corner. So just really good placement overall. The big thing for the Wraith, though, is just mention focus. 9 times out of 10, it's always the medic or the support that you're going to be focusing. And most of the time out of that 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the support. They're usually the best target to go after most of the time. Don't worry about the trapper or the assault at all unless they're extremely out of position. You did try to abduct a couple of people. I did think it was kind of cute what Bamf did is just walk around. You used a planetary scanner, pretended like you didn't see the monster, and then you just harpooned him. But you did dodge the abduct, so good job on that. But yeah, basically just make sure you focus your priority and keep staying with that focus. So even if you don't get the strike, you have a better chance when you focus one person than if you kind of spread out and things like that. And the hard thing with Wraith is against a good team, your decoy is going to make or break a combat. So if the decoy goes after somebody you don't want, which you can totally do, by the way. If you're the assault and the decoy and Wraith are both going after somebody, just get right next to the decoy, start shooting it, and then start backing it away because it will aggro you because you're closer, especially if you're in the frontal arc area. So always just feel free to use that. It's basically like a rock throw that you can kind of drag away from somebody, But good job. Let's go ahead and let's try again. Hopefully we won't have any more lag issues because I think you had sound problems. Okay. Yeah, I also think that Quo had some lag. Like there were some weird teleportation things. So we'll try again.
That with the second dome.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of a sudden, like he was just there. He was eating an orbital. And the next thing I know, he was under by the frog or the Mega Mouth, and I'm like, what? But so we'll go ahead and try again.